It has been almost 4 years since I started my three-part playthrough of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time on this channel, and that was planned to be the last of five three-part playthroughs that I was doing as part of a marathon on this channel. Basically, I was doing the five 3D Zelda games out at the time, and I was doing three heart runs of them, technically six hearts for Skyward Sword, so a minimal heart run of those five games. And after Ocarina of Time, I thought I was going to be done. At least that's what I announced on the channel. Is that after Ocarina of Time, I'm done. But I always knew in the back of my head that whenever the next 3D Zelda game were to be released, I probably would attempt to do it again on this channel and kind of come out of retirement. Well, little did I know the next 3D Zelda game would chew me up, spit me back out, and feed me to its children. This game is no joke. So I am going to be a bit of a coward, and I am not going to be doing a three heart run of this game. At least, not on this particular playthrough. It's very possible because this game is very replayable, and there's multiple, which endless ways you can do this game. It's very possible I might let's play this game multiple times. But for now, this first time, I'm just gonna do a casual playthrough of the game. This would be my second time going through, and I'm gonna go ahead and erase my original file. Unlike in other games, where you have at least usually three save slots to pick from, this game you can only have one save file per account, um, per Nintendo account anyway. If I were to create another Nintendo account, then I could keep my old file and start a new file. But you know what? It really doesn't bother me, to restart a new game. So let's just go ahead and do it. So welcome, my friends, to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Wake up, Link.
So, for a game that has become pretty well known among many things for really changing up the conventions of the Zelda series. One thing it doesn't change up is that you wake up, you start the game by waking up. It just seems that every Zelda game, Link starts out by sleeping. So, this one in particular, he's been sleeping for a while. He's been sleeping for 100 years. So, we'll find out a little bit more about the story later, and as you heard there the first time ever in a
That
Zelda game
is a
that we
sugar
have
snake.
voice acting, and I
Take
apologize if
it.
I'm talking over it. At least
It
the
will
text
help
does show
rouse you
up
after your
there.
long slumber.
The voice acting isn't on all the text throughout the game. It's really just for cutscenes and a few important pieces of text as you're playing. Otherwise, you'll have your traditional, just read it and weep. So, this is the central item of the game, the Sheikah Slate, and this is pretty much going to control everything that we do. Like everything that we do is going to be dictated by this item. So head on out, and we have two chests right here. And we no longer have the animation or Link holding the item up above its head, just gives you a little text box. And yeah, I am playing on the Wii U version, in case you were wondering. I do not have a Switch yet. I decided that I really want to wait till the Switch has a pretty good amount of games on it before I pick one up. I've learned my lesson with the Wii U, because really the reason why I picked up the Wii U was for the next 3D Zelda game, which of course they had to shoot me in the foot by releasing it on having it be a dual release on two consoles. So I could have just skipped the Wii U
Bring the Sheikah
entirely
slate up to the pedestal.
and saved my
That
money.
will show you the way.
But oh well. I'm probably gonna end up getting this game on Switch anyway when I do get the console, because this game, like I said earlier, is so replayable, and I really do not mind at all starting over and erasing my original file, because it's such a joy to replay. I mean, it's hard for me to say that because it's my first time replaying the game. But it got to the point where
Link,
I was just like,
you are the light.
on my original file, I'm like, I'm
Our
about
light.
done. I've done just
But
about.
you must
I mean, I
find
didn't
it
100% the
unravel
game.
once again.
There's quite a bit that I hadn't done
You
on my
could.
original file, and like a hell of a lot I haven't done on it. I probably ended with 108 shrines out of 120, and yeah, in this playthrough, I am gonna try my best to at least get all of the shrines this time around. So that means hopefully I'll be doing some blind, because again, I haven't done them all. And yeah, so eventually I just got to the point on my original playthrough that I was just like, I was just ready to start over. But this game is really the most fun when you're starting fresh. And I just wanted to let you take that in. That is a pretty surreal sight when you get to that point. And I love how they put the title underneath right there too. That's kind of this versions of the like this game's version of the title screen. It's interesting how they made that like the title screen. Well, I mean, it's not really the title screen, but it's a cool way to introduce the game. You first get a visual of the world, and you see just how huge it is, and you're just like, you shit your pants. Like, this world is huge, and yes, everything that you can see, you can go to. I mean, I don't really think I'm saying anything that hasn't been said before. I don't really know what I can add. Oh, I forgot. I don't have it anymore. Um, yeah, I have to get used to not having certain items now. I'm used to having the parasail, and I just tried to glide over to that old man. By the way, let me put my clothes on, stop running around naked. Oh boy, this is gonna take some. This will take a little bit of getting used to being all powered down again. As you can see with me already jumping off a cliff. I'm surprised I didn't get hurt from that. I thought that would be a high enough jump to get me hurt. Oh yeah, and one stamina wheel now, 3 hearts, and all I have is a stick at my disposal. But yeah, this is really when this game is the most fun, is at the very beginning. I'm not saying that the game gets worse as you go. It gets better as you go, but when you're just starting out and you have barely anything on you, it's just it's so daunting, and they finally have figured out how to make a Zelda game difficult. And anything is after you. Yes, that it's technically not an enemy. That's a boar. We could kill that to get meat, but I don't think my tree branch is enough to kill that thing. We need a bow and arrow. All right, so the camera did pan over to an old man sitting by a fire. So let's go over there. Um, yeah, what are we doing? Do we pick up another weapon or just another tree branch? It's a choo. Take him. And luckily, whenever you get a new item, it only does this jingle one time, and after you pick up an item afterwards, it will not repeat. If it did, if it pulled the same Twilight Princess shit, where it kept giving you that jingle and that text box every time, this game would be unbearable to play. Because you're getting items there are items and collectibles everywhere. Everywhere, and I guess that's a cutscene.
Link,
I didn't think that was gonna trigger right
head
there.
for the point marked on the map in your Sheikah slate.
Alrighty. I wonder if I actually have my map, if I have, like, my HUD, if it's still pro mode. I think it is still pro mode. But I'm going to turn that off for now. I'm going to let you see what the HUD looks like on normal mode, and then when I get into the meat and potatoes of the game, I'll turn it back to pro mode. But let me put that back under normal. And this is the default mode, so now we have a couple things in the bottom right of the screen. We have a map, which really doesn't help us out because we won't have anything filled out. We have, that's a big circle, you can see that yellow triangle is me. And yeah, there's really not much to see there. That purple kind of wavelength type things, that shows how much sound you're making. Stealth is a big part of this game, and that's for you to see how loud you are, and eventually, yeah, and the game's telling you right there when you crouch, that will make you a lot quieter, and you'll be able to sneak up on enemies as well as animals, which will really be a good strategy. Let's go ahead and talk to this guy. The game was leading us in this direction. And I like how they go with an old man here because it kind of, to me, this harkens back to the original game. Unfortunately, he doesn't give you a sword and give you the old line, "It's dangerous to go alone." But I just felt like the old man was a reference to the original Zelda game. How the first person you meet in that game is an old man in a cave. So really, what this game is kind of like a spiritual successor, or not really successor, but like it's a spiritual. Um, it's spiritually based on the original game, only it's brought back into modern times and making it a huge open world and amazing. But I mean, the main thing with this game is that it's all about, it focuses on exploration, which is what it was really going back to the series roots. I mean, what made the original game on NES so much fun and so unique is that it was all focused on just exploring and finding your way around. There wasn't much guidance. And over time, the series evolved to really to lose sight of that, and the games got more and more guidance in them, and it pointed you in the direction of where you're supposed to go a lot more, and it got to the point where it was holding your hand. And Skyward Sword was really just like the pinnacle of that, where the game would tell you everything of where to go. It would point it. You would not be able to. You're not allowed to figure things out on your own at all on Skyward Sword. I felt like, and it's just so refreshing that they finally, you know, figured out what made the series great in the first place, and that's exploring, just the freedom of what the series started out with. So what they're doing, what they did with this game is pretty amazing. They went back to the roots of what made the series great, but they made so many changes. Like, it's overwhelming at times how many changes they made to the Zelda games. Um, and it takes some getting used to. So, and to tell you the truth, I'm even after playing, I don't even know how many hours I played the original file, and oh boy, I wonder if I could even see how many hours I played on it. Shoot. Oh, I just thought about that. That's something that I wanted to see before I erased my file was how many hours I played on it. Maybe the Wii menu or the Wii U menu would show me how many hours I played it. Yeah, that's what I really wanted to see. That was, oh boy, oh well. But yeah, but after so many hours of that playthrough, there were still things that I was trying to get used to, and it is a lot to grasp at first. Here we go. That's our first pretty good weapon. I can start kind of showing off the weapons in a little bit. It's just gonna be so weird not having the parasail. I keep hitting the button to try to use it, and I can't. All right, so let's see what what to talk about as far as tutorial goes. In case you haven't been playing this game and are just kind of thinking about it. Um, well, one thing that the game does borrow from Skyward Sword, and I'm really glad they brought this back, is the stamina meter that I'm sure you've seen enough. That green uh, circular meter, and that will deplete as you do very strenuous activities like sprinting, swimming, climbing, and a bunch of other things. That thing is going to be your best friend in this game. Oh, and yeah, there you go. There's another thing you're gonna have to get used to with this game is that your items break all the time. So you really, instead of just having one sword that you're gonna be holding on to, you're gonna be having a big arsenal of weapons that you're gonna be collecting throughout you go. And so right now we're gonna go into our inventory. You can open that up either by the slow way by going to the pause menu, and we have 4 weapons right now. And you can select it there, and you can also do a quicker select by hitting the right side of the D-pad, and you can select it this way too. And so yeah, you'll be collecting weapons and shields and bows as you go throughout the game, and those items will deplete over time. I'm gonna try to sneak up on this fella here, use his own weapon against him. Just be nice and quiet. And if you get up right behind an enemy without him noticing you, you can do a little assassination, which is a huge damage, usually one-hit KOs. But if you get it to stronger enemies, it will not one-hit KO. I can promise you that. I'll pick up that. Ooh, and that. Oh yeah, you can throw your weapon. So if you hit the shoulder button, that right shoulder button, you can actually aim your weapon and throw it, which is pretty nice. And we have a chest here. Let's see what we got in this chest. More pants? I didn't know those were there. Not that I... Actually, are those the other pants? Those are the other pants. Huh, I'm actually surprised to get that so early. Well, then I'll wear those. Those have a little bit better defense than the ones I was wearing. So yeah, along with weapons, bows, and I mean, there's all sorts of items and stuff you'll be picking up in this game. So there's also all sorts of armor that you'll be picking up and clothing. So yeah, in this game, one of the major traditions that got sacked was your Link's look. He's not going to be wearing his traditional green tunic. It is in the game, but it's not like his main outfit. You can pretty much switch around all sorts of different outfits, and the outfits will have different effects and have different stat changes and stuff like that. And you just have to put the right combination on depending on what situation you're in and what you're dealing with. Like, for example, there will be cold weather where you will lose hearts because it'll be so cold, and you'll need to wear warmer clothing to keep yourself from losing health. And then there's the opposite with warm weather, and there's all sorts of stuff. We'll get into that. Throughout the world, you're going to see areas like this, these skulls that will... Ooh, I guess it's the first time I've done this. Yeah, if you press down on the right joystick, that will actually bring out your Sheikah Slick and kind of act as a scope, and you can look around. It scopes in a little bit too far for me, though, to use as a first-person mode. There's not really a first-person mode in this game. I mean, there is eventually a camera that you get that I kind of use as first-person mode, but Yeah, this is your way of scoping out your surroundings and getting a better view. And I can show you more what that does later. Let's infiltrate this base here. If I could try to get me a bow, that'd be nice. It's just weird not having all the items that I'm used to having now. But yeah, I mean, this is really when this game is most fun to me, is you're at your, when you're really at your minimum and you're just trying to fight to survive. So this is kind of exciting now. Yeah, as you can tell, the game's not holding my hand at all. It hasn't really told me to do anything. The old man pointed me in a direction, and that was about it. And he told me to go to the Temple of Time, which is ultimately where I'm going to go to, but he didn't tell me much more. He didn't really discourage me from exploring and running around. That's what I enjoy about this game. You know, other Zelda games would be like, "Hey, you're going the wrong way. Maybe you should go." Like if I were to walk away from the Temple of Time, which where the old man told me to go, and this game had like a companion character like Navi. You know, in other Zelda games, Navi would come out and be like, "Hey, the old man said to go to the Temple of Time. How about we go there?" And it would force you to do that. I'm just not paying attention. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that at him. And let's go ahead and use his sword. Sprint at him, get a couple hits in on him. I don't know if I can do the dodges or anything. Like the... Let me see. No. Okay, oh, this is a blue one. Wow, already. Okay. So, another major change to the formula in this game is you can no longer collect hearts to replenish your health. You don't just find them in bushes and from monsters. The way you replenish your health is by eating. And all we have are 2 apples, which isn't going to help me that much. Apple will recover just half a heart. Eventually you'll get more stuff that will recover more. And there's a lot more great stuff that comes with food that we'll see. Ooh, Hylian Shroom will help as well. Okay. Oh god. My stamina ran out. Okay, let's just try to fight him. I'm not trying to do any of the dodges yet because I don't think I can. This guy's actually pretty tough though. He's got a shield and a pretty strong weapon, and he killed me. So I have to get used to this again. I'm spinning as I died. Yeah, get used to the screen, especially early on in the game. You'll be seeing the screen quite a bit. I was surprised to see a blue bokoblin so early. I heard that there's a hard mode, but that's not out yet. That's a DLC. There's a hard mode where the weaker enemies will be replaced with stronger enemies because the enemies do get beefier versions of each other. The weakest version of the bokoblin. Oops, I'm gonna do this again. Yeah, the weakest version of the bokoblin is the red one, and then the level 2 bokoblin is the one that just beat me, the blue one. I'm gonna have to take a different approach to that. I don't want to alert them this time. I want to get a bow, really, because I don't want that guy to alert that group in there. Oh, can I make that? Here, we can climb. So yeah, you can climb anything in this game, and when I say anything, I mean anything, at least almost anything. We'll get into climbing later. We're not going to be using it too much right now because I want to focus on infiltrating this base here. At least I call it a base. I don't know. If I can get on top of the skull and throw my weapon, I just don't know if I can find any bows right now. I know that they had one in there, but someone was shooting at me from in here. Early on at the Great Plateau, you don't really find bows that much, and you're going to be kind of scavenging for arrows quite a bit when we get to that point. Does he have a bow on him? Yes, he does. So if I can get rid of... I'm going to have to just toss this at him. And miss. Oh, I can't jump and... Like, usually what I would do is I would jump and glide at him, but I can't do that. Can I throw the axe at him? Nope, I messed that up. Let's try throwing a little bit higher. This is kind of difficult to aim that. That's what I was going for. Now I'm going to try it again with the stick. I'm going to throw everything I got at him. Quite literally. And that will kill him. Okay. Now... No, he's not dead yet. I'm going to try to kill him by throwing all my items at him. Oh shit, now I got nothing. Now I got nothing to use. I mean, I don't have arrows. Usually, I mean, I'm trying to kill him with range attacks, and now I don't have anything to fight him with. So I have to run and get something to throw at him. I'm going to try to finish him off. And then get everyone else, like, to not be alerted to my presence. The good thing is he hasn't blown his horn yet. He hasn't seen me yet. He doesn't know where all those items are coming from. The AI in this game is pretty good, and I'm surprised he hasn't seen me or alerted his teammates to me. Usually they would by now, and that would be bad. So usually at these bases there's, lookouts, and you always want to go for the lookouts first because you don't want them to alert the rest of the crew. And usually the rest of the crew that's inside the base are a lot tougher, as we've seen with that blue bokoblin. That's just a mushroom. Oh, I gotta get used to that stamina not being so high. I don't have any weapons here. It's a bird. Yeah, I don't think there's much I can do about that. Boy, this must not be very exciting to watch right now, huh? I need to make some progress. Is what I need to do. I'm up to 30 minutes, and what I'm going to try to do with this is try to make each episode about 30 minutes long. So I want to at least, yeah, let's make some progress. I'm screwing around, and I'm playing the game as if I would normally play it, which is really what I want to do with this playthrough. And I don't want this LP to be like 200 parts or anything. I'm closing in on my first shrine, which really, I was supposed to go to the temple. Why I didn't go to the temple like I was supposed to, I don't know, but who cares? Again, you're free to do whatever you want in this game. It's just a beautiful thing, and we got run away. Usually these guys aren't that scary later on in the game, but right now they're terrifying. If I had a shield, I might be able to actually beat them, but I don't have any shields. So I just gotta try to get around them. Those are guardians. They're kind of like the main enemy in this game. They really are, and because that's what, like, the very first trailer in this game, like for this game. Oh, there's another one. I didn't know there's more than one here. I gotta try to sneak around this area if I can. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna sneak around here. But yeah, the very first trailer in this game is what it showcased one of the Guardians chasing down Link. So that's really, they're a huge part of this game, are the Guardians, and the game will explain what they are. I really don't have a good explanation of what the Guardians really are. I didn't pay attention. Okay, hopefully I can get up here without him seeing me. I can rest. Just sneak by him without him seeing me. Okay, I can climb down here, and I'll be alright. Yeah, but the Guardians are basically like BMOS on steroids. They will target onto you and they will shoot this big blast at you. And at this point in the game, it's going to be a one shot. I mean, it does a lot of damage. We're getting close to our first shrine. I shouldn't have to worry about the Guardians anymore. I should be able to just get above this. And this will be our first shrine. So I'll do this and I'll probably end this first video off. Oh, can I get in? Oh, it's not gonna let me! What? I have to go to the temple first? Oh, crap. Well, that's not fun. That's actually pretty surprising. I thought they would let you just go ahead and do the shrine. I'm trying to remember why that is. Maybe there's a good reason. Because I have my Sheikah Slate, that's what opens up the shrine. Again, the Sheikah Slate does just about everything for you in this game. Oh, yeah, once you hear that music, you gotta get running. You'll see, like, a red line. I'm gonna try to get behind this tree so when he shoots, he won't hit me. Try to get out of here. I'm not ready for you yet. I will be. If I get a shield, I might be able to kill those things, actually. But for right now, I can't do anything. Let's just do what the game told me to do. I just feel like I just wasted this whole first episode really trying to kill those bokoblins and failing miserably and trying to get into a shrine that I can't get into. I will start doing some editing, I promise, but it's hard to decide how to edit this LP right now, at least early on in the game, because really everything you do is part of the experience. I don't. I feel like I'd be confusing you guys if I cut out too much, but I also don't want to keep things from being boring. I guess if I just keep talking, I'll be all right. Am I really heading back to where I was? Yeah. I should have just pretended like that never. I might. Oh, oh, that's gonna kill me. No, that's not. What's not wise though? If I hadn't wasted all my time going after those bokoblins, I just feel stupid. But it's part of the experience. This is part of the experience, so I'm keeping this all in. I'm keeping it all in, but what I think I probably would do, depending on what happens here, is I'll cut footage and just go back to that shrine. Do it the same way I just did it. I don't know. Like, if I've traversed a path, I'll cut footage if I need to. If you've seen me do it already. Who knows? Uh-oh, I gotta be careful. I don't have any weapons at all, so I have to just sneak around anything that tries to kill me. I have nothing to fight with. Nothing at all. It feels... It just feels very unsettling to not have anything to use. If I had something, I could sneak up on that guy and kill him. But I'm not gonna, I can't do that. So what I need to do is pray to this thing, right? Nope, just smiled at me. That's all it did. Is this already when I do this? Is climb to the... I thought this was at the end that I had to climb this thing. I know eventually you have to climb this to get a certain item. Man, I'm already lost in what to do. I thought I was just supposed to go... just knock myself out with the shrines, but I guess not. This is where the old man was pointing, right? I hope I can get up there. Yeah, it's... again, I'm so used to having that bigger stamina bar that, wow. That, like, any height that I'll see, I'll say, oh, I can make that easily, but then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I don't have 3 wheels of stamina. This was not what I was supposed to do either. Eventually I will be climbing up here. There's a treasure chest. A bow? Okay, well that's something I could have used against those bokoblins. I haven't done anything in this first video. I'm cutting it here. I mean, I'm done here, but I'll pick up in the next video. I'm so sorry. I guess I kind of tutorialed you guys a little bit on the game. But I'm going to try to get through the Great Plateau as quickly as possible through the first maybe 3 episodes, because I really want to get into the main game soon. But this is really just a tutorial. It doesn't seem like it, which is a good thing, but it is really the tutorial section of the game. So next time on The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, I am going to I will start out over at that... Actually, no, I can't start at that shrine because I haven't activated it yet. I'm just going to start at the... I'm going to climb down here, and I'm going to try to fight those stupid bokoblins down there again. That's what the whole episode I was doing, was fighting those stupid things. I had to wait till the next episode to do it. That is crazy. Okay, but whatever. That's the way it's going to go. That's the way this LP is going to be. It's not going to... It's just going to be me playing the game as if I was just playing it on my own. So, and again, and also this is my first time doing a Let's Play in like 2 years, so forgive me. Next time, I will be fighting those bokoblins over there. So this is Mike1217, and I will see you next time on Breath of the Wild. Peace out.